The sun sets over the skies for 2020. In comes 2021, and we are ready to bash. Live from the virtual Volusia Speedway Park, we wish you a good evening, and we welcome you to the New Year's Bash at the beach for the A&B Outdoors QuickTime Sprint Car Series, as we bring you coverage right here from the KBueno Racing Network. And we are more than happy to bring on the new year with some sprint car action here tonight. We're alongside Francisco Baquian on the booth. My name is Kenneth Bueno. Not the first time you visit Volusia, but it is the first time we reach over into the new year on this network, Francisco. And what more could you ask for than a series celebrating the new year with a possibility at 6 different winners when tonight is concluded?
Having me on here, Kenneth, and yep, this is our final broadcast of the year. It's been an amazing year for us here at the KBRN channel. It's been an amazing year for you and I. I've been able to broadcast some amazing races, and of course the A&B Outdoor QuickTime Series has put on some fantastic races. We're back at Volusia. We're gonna have one last go at it in the 2020 year, a tough year for everybody, for unmentionable things, and we're just here to have a good time and end the year off on the right note for a couple of these guys. And you know, up here on the booth, we're going to have one last chance to cover a race in 2020 before we move on to hopefully an even better 2021. So I'm happy to be here with you, and let's look forward to a good event.
Certainly looking forward over into the new year, and of course we already had our share of action earlier today at 3:30 when we started our first broadcast. It was the Pennsylvania Nationals night number 2. It was from the Williams Grove Speedway. We had our coverage there. Jesse Atkinson was your winner, and I mentioned 5 different winners. Atkinson was that 5th different winner, and as we look at the point standings being shown right in the front of your screen, this is what it was looked like as it has been recently posted. Cody Meadows currently leads the standings, non-surprisingly, considering he had those 3 wins throughout the season, and he still carries a good amount of finishes throughout this series. Jesse Atkinson follows just behind, 14 points. However, I'm not sure whether this is calibrated with the win that Atkinson had earlier today, so that could shoot up even closer. We could have a very tight battle for the championship, Francisco. Then look a little bit through 3rd on through 6th. Caleb Morrissey, Aiden Kirker, Cameron McCone, and Cole Williams. Lots of big names throughout this middle sector that are very, very close to the points with another. And then you have guys like Lane Stevens, Josh Patterson at the bottom that are trying to grab their way to the top 5 and put themselves in the conversation for a championship.
Yeah, if you look from 4th on back, it's really tight in the points. 83 down to 69 from 4th to 10th, which is Aiden Kirker, all the way down to Josh Patterson. It's very tight between those guys. Sometimes they'll have a great night. Unfortunately, other times they'll have a tough night where they're involved in an incident and they get a low finish. So it's really tight up there, and it comes down to who makes the show, who gets a decent finish, who stays out of the trouble. And for some guys, it's been more difficult than others, but they end up meeting in the middle, and this is what the result of that, where they get these really tight points. But that top 3, they've been the same 3 we consistently talk about almost every single weekend, so it's no surprise to see those 3 that are top in the standings.
Obviously, we're going to find out whether in the new year and the rest of these races, whether these 3 can stay up there or whether anyone from 4th on back could have a say for that top 3 and possibly continue to shift the landscaping that is this championship battle. Well, we're going to look a little bit more of where we are in the virtual world as we're back from Volusia Speedway Park as we take a look at our KBRN Track Map with images provided by Google Earth. Step down into De Leon Springs, Florida, where you'll find the Volusia Speedway Park at about a half-mile. Track opened all the way back in 1968. Back on the clay surface like we have been pretty much this entire season. And Francisco, we obviously shifted from one track to a whole different venue. We've already visited Volusia twice now for the Michigan Diecast Florida Nationals, but then we came back to Williams Grove, which was our recent race, which is more kind of like USA International, where we talked about a little bit earlier in the day, Francisco. But now we go back to Volusia, where a lot of drivers had some issues, a lot of drivers had some fun, and this track possibly brought a lot of the action when it came down for the win.
Yeah, this was an action-packed racetrack, and both nights of the Florida Nationals presented by Michigan Diecast here were amazing. We were treated to some great racing, some good battles, and a good battle for the win. One of those guys, I believe, who was able to win here was Lane Stevens, unless I'm confusing it for the wrong racetrack. But he was able to get a win in the Florida Nationals, and he is good on the dirt, so do not count out Lane Stevens. He is starting on the QuickTime position as with fellow rivals that we just were talking about in the top of the points. Cody Meadows and Jesse Atkinson, the top 2 in the standings, are going to be right behind him. So we got an interesting treat here for this top 3 in this first heat.
And boy, we have a treat indeed. Stevens will lead this one in 8 laps. It'll be Cody Meadows to the outside. Previous race winner from earlier today, Jesse Atkinson, will start from 3rd. Zach Arnold, who had a shot and a crash at Williams Grove, will start in 4th in this heat. League owner JJ Hill has a new paint scheme. A&B Outdoors is going to be rocking that white scheme tonight. So rather than the black and neon yellow scheme, we're going to be rocking the white colors for him to try and find him on the racetrack. He starts 5th in this heat with Cameron McCone starting in 6th. So we have a considerably more drivers than we had earlier today at Williams Grove, Francisco. So that could mean that we possibly will see at least 1 or more drivers go home in this case. And we'll have more than 16 make it into the feature event. We'll have our 16 full. We had 13 in our last event at Williams Grove. So we'll see whether this one can give us a bigger field and give us a full one at that. As we're going to go to the back straight away. It'll be very slow behind that iRacing official pace truck before we head to the green flag for our first heat and kick off our New Year's Bash at the beach. Very fitting that we're down in Florida, near the coast over, of course, near the beach there where we're celebrating New Year's. Of course, Florida, one of the places where you want to celebrate along with New York City and such. But we're going to direct our attention back to the front. We are under green in heat number 1. Big start by Cody Meadows. Not enough for Lane Stevens to catch on the inside. Arnold teammate will try to slip into 2nd, but he will find his way to 3rd and a slide job into turn 3.
Actually, Kenneth, I want to correct you on what you said. And there's a big crash. Lane Stevens and Zach Arnold both on their side and upside down already on the first lap.
Oh, and a huge crash. Stevens out. And it seems as though that Arnold is out as well. Actually, he's still on the track, but with heavy damage. Meadows, though, leads this heat. Atkinson will slip to 2nd. McCone will find his way to 3rd. And Hill will be in the 4th position. Arnold just trying to hang on in the rest of these laps as Stevens is now done in this heat. Remember just how quick these heats are, Francisco. 8 laps. You don't have much to really make a lot of ground or do a lot on these tracks. So you got to do this now or else you might not have enough time to do anything.
Yeah, I was going to mention how tonight, according to the admins, there's only 2 heats and no LCQs. So just 2 heats here tonight before we go into our main race of the evening. So we have this race that's going on right now, which we just passed halfway, and we have one following immediately right after. So Cody Meadows in the lead from Jesse Atkinson, and McCone in that 3rd position. JJ Hill down in 4th. Zach Arnold trying to hold on to that 5th position. So right now it's looking like it's all good for Cody Meadows to capture yet another heat win.
Well, he may have to defend off to Atkinson, who's trying to catch up, but he's trying to hold off 2 other cars as well. Cameron McCone and JJ Hill now fighting for that 3rd spot. Meadows, meanwhile, will loop off turn 4. He'll take the white flag one more time in the first heat as Atkinson now under charge from the 12 and the 3 wide into turn 2.
3 wide for 2nd. Who's going to come out on top into 3 and 4? JJ's going to try and dive it. There's contact. All 3 of them make contact, but here comes JJ Hill to take 2nd place with Jesse Atkinson rounding off the top 3 as they all wreck after the line.
Wow, what a finish to that heat, and we were not expecting Atkinson to be under that charge with those other 3. Well, that was a lot of fun to watch, all 3 of them working together. Very surprising how they all caught up to each other, but it was all Meadows at the head, so he will be the winner in heat number 1. We'll slip over to heat number 2, where we have another field and another group of 6 cars to bring us through our 2nd heat. Aiden Kirker in the number 17 Map TV entry will be on the 1st position, who had a promising night or promising race earlier today at Williams Grove before getting in an incident with Brady Weileman, who's going to be sitting ironically right on the outside of him in this 2nd heat. Caleb Mickle, who finished in the top 3 in that first race at Williams Grove, he'll start tonight in this 2nd heat in 3rd, with Caleb Moore sitting to the outside in 4th. Jay Barker will be 5th. And a new driver we've yet to see, Francisco, Bo Krebs, in the number 68. He'll make his start in this 2nd heat at the tail end.
Yeah, new driver, as you mentioned, Bo Krebs. I haven't seen him before, but we appreciate him for making the field tonight for the last race of 2020. We look to see him in 2021 to see what he's able to bring to the competition level of the series. Any new faces are welcome, and we're excited to see what new challenges can be brought by anybody new.
So we'll take one more route around this half-mile racetrack at Volusia Speedway Park, and we'll have Kirker and Weileman leading the field. Of course, many of these drivers, at least about 3 of these drivers, are looking for a better run today in this bash. than they had over at Williams Grove, that being Kirker, Weileman, Morrissey, and I'd say probably Jay Barker as well, that did not have great nights over at Williams Grove. Looking for some revenge and some redemption here at Volusia Speedway Park. Kirker, Weileman, your first two. They'll be the first to see the green flag in our second heat of the evening. 8 laps more from Volusia. We're back under green. There goes Aiden Kirker. Here comes Caleb Morrissey with a good start. He's going to try to look under the number 51 machine for that second spot. Nickel already taking the charge as Weileman drips back to 4th.
Not a good start for Brady Weileman as he slips back to the 4th position. Caleb Nichols settles down in that 3rd spot. Caleb Morrissey in that 2nd position, now trying to run down leader Aiden Kirker. Aiden Kirker's had good speed for the most part of this season, but has had some bad luck despite being 4th in points. You can only imagine what could have been should he have those good finishes as his rivals have. As we see a slide job, Caleb Nichols trying to hold off the 51 of Brady Weileman. Jay Barker down in that 5th position, holding steady there. But so far, so clean in that top 5 or 6.
Now it's clean to the top 3. There is a fight, though, for 4th as Weileman still trying to pick up from where he lost on that opening green flag run as Barker tried to look to the inside, but it was not enough. For the lead, though, it's still Kirker. Morrissey still trying to chase down with about 4 laps to go. And something here, obviously, that we mentioned differently, Francisco, from our first race at Williams Grove. That high side, very, very different here at Volusia than it is at Williams Grove. And also, the track built. The track is just built very different. It has those turns over there, but it has a long, sweeping kind of back straightaway rather than just the straight, flat straights and then just the straight, tight corners. This track seems to be a lot more wider. It seems to be bringing a lot more opportunity to speed in terms of that one, as Aiden Kirker looks for the white flag in heat number 2.
Yeah, it does exactly that. And the track state's going to be completely different for the main race because this is the second and final heat of the night. So the track state for the race is going to be completely different to what these guys did for the Florida Nationals. Caleb Morrissey will not have enough time to catch up to Aiden Kirker. He will win the second heat here tonight at Volusia.
So Kirker wins the second heat with Caleb Morrissey following through to 2nd. Caleb Nickel will be in the outside wall, but he will finish 3rd. And that will be your top 3 for that first heat. So now we already have, I believe this is, I'm not quite sure. I believe this is the main event. So there is no LCQ. Officials did decide there's no LCQ. So we will have our main event now. And actually one less than we anticipated from Williams Grove. We had 13 drivers. Tonight we have 12. I guess we're just missing one here for this race. But nonetheless, going to go over the grid. It's exactly where every driver and your favorite driver will be starting here from the New Year's Bash at the beach. 3-time winner Cody Meadows is going to be looking strong for that 4th win. He'll start on the inside of row 1, right on the pole position for this feature event, 30 laps from Volusia with Aiden Kirker, heat winner. In the second one, he will be on the outside of row number 1 in 2nd. League owner JJ Hill in the AB Outdoors machine. He'll start the 3 machine from 3rd with Caleb Morrissey in the outside of row number 2, finishing in the heat as 2nd. He will be 4th on the racetrack. Jesse Atkinson 5th, Caleb Nichols 6th, Cameron McCone 7th, Brady Weileman 8th, Zach Arnold 9th, Jay Barker 10th, Lane Stevens in the 33 at 11th, and Bo Krebs at the 12th spot. But look at this, 4 wide salute to you, the fans, to everyone watching across wherever you may be. This is a salute to you, the fans, as all the best of these iRacing dirt drivers compete right here from the New Year's battle at the beach. We welcome a new year in, and we salute you for the AB Outdoors QuickTime Sprint Car Series. Drivers back to 2x2 formation. As previously mentioned, Meadows will field this one. Kirker to the outside. And these two had drastically different nights at Williams Grove, with Meadows finishing in 2nd, Kirker crashing out. Now looking for a better run with Morrissey. JJ Hill, the highest we've seen him start any race in this series. He'll be in 3rd. We'll see what he can do after a promising look at Williams Grove earlier today. The iRacing official pace truck will move its way to the left on a pit road. Meadows will lead us off. We're green for the New Year's battle at the beach.
Aiden Kirker all over the back of Cody Meadows, and he's still going to be on the outside through turn number 2. Cody Meadows will take the lead through the first lap. Aiden Kirker will settle down in 2nd. 3 wide for 4th. Caleb Morrissey on the outside trying to keep fourth from Jesse Atkinson. JJ Hill settling in that third position, but we have a battle for the lead. Aiden Kirker's on the inside of Cody Meadows. Will he try a slide job? Will he try and make that bottom work? So far, side by side, still through another lap. JJ Hill closing in on these two, so we have a fantastic battle early on as Aiden Kirker will take the lead away from Cody Meadows.
Meadows lurking to the guardrail, but it was not enough to stay up to Aiden Kirker. He'll lose back to second, and Kirker will hold on for the lead. But meanwhile, the battle was raging on for third. Atkinson found his way around Morrissey, around Nickel. Now he's charging up to third place. JJ Hill's been lurking to the inside. It's about a 4-car pack here that are working all together in this group, trying to tackle for positions. Morrissey to the bottom for that 5th spot, as Atkinson still to the outside of Hill, and Kirker still continues to lead, but maybe not for long.
Yeah, as I mentioned, the track state's a lot different to when they raced here a couple of weeks ago. It's less rubbered in as it used to be, and we're seeing that play into full effect in the race. You see the bottom is a lot more used early on than it was before. Even though the outside can work, it's going to take a lot more time for it to rubber in. It might rubber in too late, really. But right now, we have a good battle for the lead. Aiden Kirker and Cody Meadows. Cody Meadows trying to go for his 4th win as we're 3 wide for that 3rd position, and there's almost contact, but these drivers are able to keep it off one another. Jesse Atkinson trying to get past JJ Hill. JJ Hill doing a great job defending from Jesse Atkinson and Caleb Morrissey.
The gap between those drivers was pretty much razor thin going into 3 and 4 that last time by. Hill gonna hold on, but Atkinson still posing a challenge, as well as Caleb Morrissey to the inside. And you did mention that, Francisco, that obviously it's less worn out than what we saw in our Florida Nationals race when we took our stint here as well. And we saw everybody up to the high side. Pretty much everybody was up there, like right now that they're kind of hanging into the high side, but they were more so near the wall pretty much when we went to the Florida Nationals. This time around, though, seeing a lot more drivers use the middle and use the bottom. There's contact, though, behind. Hill had a contact to the outside wall after hitting the number 127 Atkinson. He's going to fall back to about 5th, maybe 6th, as Nickel tries to look to the inside. Hill will be top 5. It's 2-car tandems as Meadows tries to still look at lap number 12.
Yeah, the top 2, the gap has been staying at about this much, at about 3/4 tenths for the last 5 laps. So Aiden Kirker doing a fantastic job right now as we have a caution on the speedway. We'll have to see what happened. It could be one of the cars further in the back of the field. We'll have to get a look at that one. But a caution out early in this race, and it involves Jay Barker. Jay Barker is in the garage and out of this race.
And Jay Barker, after having a rough night, or a rough race at Williams Grove, he's going to over into the last position in 12th. We'll take a replay to try to see exactly what happened to Barker here. Barker was sitting near the garage. I'm not sure where it started. You see him just hanging in there, but it seems as though he was there the whole time. It might have been Caleb Nickel who was sitting in 11th right now.
Yeah.
He was running in the top 6 or so. So instead of Barker, I think we might be looking at this machine here, the number 29.
Yeah, Jay Barker, timing scoring has him as 10 laps down, so he probably didn't even make the start. I'm interested to see what happened to Nickel here. JJ Hill had a moment that we saw that he made it fine after this. Might have been a lap or so after this incident. We'll have to see what happened. I'm curious as to what could have happened to this 29. That would have made him, oh, that was a close one, but that doesn't appear to be it. Season 1 and 2 there.
Right there.
Oh, no.
Contact with JJ Hill, and they both got sent to the outside guardrail. And the 29, and he had been looking to the inside. We saw him earlier, Francisco, where he was trying to look to that inside to get by the 3 when the 3 wobbled up a little bit earlier, but then, oh, and there's more contact there. Bo Krebs gets into him. There's the AOD Racing Machine, and Zach Arnold, who found his way in there late. As he was sitting a little bit further behind, tried to find his way through, but it was just not enough as JJ got the worst of it. Pretty much just a bystander at that point. Got tagged in by the 29. But luckily, they're still both in this race. Actually, no, Nickel is now down to the garage. Hill is still on the track.
Yeah, unfortunate for everybody involved. That was a violent crash, but the green flag is back out. We're underway. Aiden Kirker with a great start. Cody Meadows in that 2nd position. Jesse Atkinson and Caleb Morrissey back in that position. But we see the top 4 in points are in the top 4 positions, and they're there for a reason, and they're showing it right now.
Morrissey still to 2nd, or actually to 3rd, as Meadows will be for 2nd. They're not single file. At least is what we notice, as Cameron McComb will slip into the top 5, at least from the first time that we're seeing him there here tonight in this bash at the beach. And now it's getting a little bit contentious, though, for that second spot. Kirker seems to be pulling away at this point at the halfway mark, as Meadows will continue to try and defend from Morrissey. And you did mention that, Francisco, top 4 and pretty much the heavy drivers, heavy hitters in the points are here. And obviously for good reason. They've been consistent. They've been some of the winners here tonight. Obviously from Morrissey, he has not collected a win just yet. Neither has Kirker, and Atkinson and Meadows being 2 of those drivers with wins in this season. And of course, we talked about just how close the battle for the championship could get, even for first through third and also through fourth on back. So this could definitely change it and make it even tighter as we continue to move forward.
Yeah, Jesse Atkinson and Cody Meadows are close in the points. We are not sure if that is accurate as of today's race at the Pennsylvania Nationals, but regardless of that, the gap will be close even after this race, as we see them 1 position away from each other. Cody Meadows in second, Jesse Atkinson down in fourth. Caleb Morrissey in that 3rd position, also 3rd in points, trying to close in on those 2 in particular. Aiden Kirker down in 4th, in the battle for 4th, trying to pull away from that and sort of bring himself into that top 4 discussion. And a win here tonight would help his case, as there is, I believe, 11 laps to go, and we're starting to see them all starting to get close to the wall. So now it comes down to who can run the wall better, and Cody Meadows has been pulling the gap in, so maybe getting close to that wall is all that 88 needs to start reeling in that 17, and you can see the gap physically closing.
He's definitely been reeling in that gap, and now we have a yellow with about 9 laps to go on the track, and that'll certainly bring everyone back to a halt. I believe it might have involved Brady Weileman in the 51, who's now off the track, as JJ Hill found his way to the garage as well. And I think we'll take a replay. It might have involved either one of those 2 or just Weileman himself as he was around. And a huge, huge flip for the number 51. Watch this to the outside wall. He was coming down the front straightaway, got contact to the outside, and then just could not get off of it. Went flying and soaring through the fence right over the wall itself onto the grass mound there, and then came to a rest on his side. Now that was brutal.
That was violent. He was resting on the grass between the wall and the fence. If there was no fence there, that would have definitely got into the virtual fans, which would have not ended well for them. But an insane crash here. You see he's resting on the grass between that wall and the fence. So that was not a fun ride for him, at least.
So a race that ended in a crash at Williams Grove for Weileman ends in another crash in a row from Volusia. JJ Hill was also listed out of this race. He is 4 laps down. However, all these drivers still on pit road, but the damage, at least for most of these drivers, seems to be too extensive to even continue on to this race, especially with the amount of laps we have here. I mean, 30 laps here, Francisco. As opposed to what we see at the asphalt side, where we usually cover the NASCAR Cup Series cars and you know, the asphalt oval side, where the races are much longer. The cars can have a gas tank that can last for a lot more laps, and especially at short tracks, they can go more than 100 in some cases, and on the ovals, they can last a good maybe 60 laps or so, depending on the fuel settings. But here on these sprint cars, they can't go that far on the setups that they have, on the fixed setups that they have here. And, you know, these feature races usually are shorter on the sprint car side, so that's usually why they run these many laps and just how short. But they go around here very quickly. These cars have a lot of power. 410 sprint cars have a lot of power under that hood. So, of course, it enables for very quick lap times and for races to go by a lot faster. But we're back under green flag on a restart. What could be the final one if we don't have a yellow from here on out on lap number 22. Coming to 9 laps to go this time by Meadows, still trying to chase down Kirker.
The top 4 in the standings, who will come out on top in this one? It'll be a battle of who can get that wall riding perfect. And there goes Cody Meadows down to the inside, trying to make a move for the lead. Will he make it stick? And yes, he does. He makes the slide job stick. Aiden Kirker trying to find a way around him. He's going to try one himself all the way to the inside near that wall. Nearly clips the pit wall, and he's going to take the lead right back. So 2 slide jobs that worked for each other, but Cody Meadows is going to have a run out of turn number 2. Will he make a move into 3? Aiden Kirker goes defensive, so Aiden Kirker will keep the lead for an amazing battle for the win here at Volusia with 6 laps to go.
Here might be another lead change. Meadows with a slide job in 1 and 2, going to take the lead back. Here comes Kirker back to the inside. He's going to look all the way down to the inside wall for position. They're still side by side at the line with 5 laps to go.
A great battle for the win, and they're both pulling away from Caleb Morrissey. Aiden Kirker slides up. He will keep the position. Cody Meadows trying to find a way by him. They're going to come to 4 laps to go. He finds grip up on the outside, and he's going to go around the outside of Aiden Kirker. Will Kirker try a dive here? He will. He's going to slide up, and he's going to stay in front of that 88. So we're coming to 3 laps to go, and they just keep sliding on each other. Who's going to be the one that makes the last one and takes away the win?
Cody in the slick stuff. He's going to lose that spot back again. He's going to try another slide job in a 1 and 2 down to the outside of the guardrail wall. Now he takes back the lead with 3 laps to go. Kirker, though, looking low. He's going to try to peek his nose in. They're almost side by side. Meadows with the lead at 2 laps to go.
It looked like Aiden sort of backed off in turn 2, conceded the position, probably was afraid of running into the back of him. We saw that was probably it right there. Cody Meadows was quicker. He was consistently challenging, and as the white flag waves, Aiden Kirker is all over the back bumper. Does he do anything for a win? There he goes. He's to the inside, but sideways. He is going to have one into turn 3. Can Aiden Kirker get his first win of the A&B Outdoors QuickTime Series? He is not going to get there. Cody Meadows with the win at Volusia.
Meadows, 4-time winner in the A&B Outdoors QuickTime Sprint Car Series, and it starts right here, once again at Volusia Speedway Park, right before the new year comes through. His 4th win, and still going to retain the points lead. Kirker, though, after leading so much of this race, will finish 2nd. Caleb Morrissey in a strong run tonight. He'll finish in 3rd. Atkinson 4th. Cameron McCone will round out this top 5 as Meadows will celebrate. Hopefully not on his side like Jesse Atkinson did earlier today, but we'll see what the 88 does as he's burning it down a little bit, trying to get back up to speed. As there's Lane Stevens there to help celebrate, or at least he's going to take his loop around down a pit road. But the driver who's been dominant since the first 2 races after sweeping the Eldora kickoff continues his stride, now with 4 wins to his name. Just making his loop around and now going to go down a pit road. Maybe try to go to that little victory lane step that I talked about when we go to the Florida Nationals. Maybe he's going to try. I think he might be able to try this, Francisco. Oh, no, I guess not yet. Well, he'll park next to it. I think that's good enough for Meadows. I mean, we probably can't see his race car anyway, but regardless, Meadows will finish this race in 1st, and we'll take a look at your unofficial race results here from our 30-lap feature, the New Year's Battle at the Beach. Cody Meadows, just as mentioned, his 4th win of the season comes here at Volusia once again. He continues to stride on through this championship and has been probably the strongest in this championship and will retain and continue his lead in the point standings. Aiden Kirker, after leading a good chunk of this race, starting on the pole position, he will finish just short in 2nd after a beautiful battle between them both. Caleb Morrissey, who hung tight with the rest of those guys, he will finish in the podium spot in 3rd. With Jesse Atkinson, previous race winner from Williams Grove, will finish in 4th. Cameron McCone, who finished P5 tonight, will stay there in the point standings most likely, with Bo Krebs in his first start, rounding out in 6th. What a great performance for him. Lane Stevens, after winning a couple times this season, did not have the speed tonight at Volusia. He finishes 7th, with Zach Arnold finishing 8th. Brady Wallerman, after a crash 9 laps down, finishes 9th, with JJ Hill, league owner, finishing in 10th.
The last 2 positions are Caleb Nickel in the 11th position in that 29, and Jay Barker, who probably disconnected on the gridding sequence, will finish last here at Volusia.
So those are all of your drivers, your 12 drivers here that finished. It was 13 at Williams Grove and just 1 less. Nonetheless, still fantastic action from the Volusia Speedway Park. We're not going to cut the ads. We're going to go straight to victory lane, and we'll find ourselves right with the number 88 of Cody Meadows, your winner here tonight from the Volusia Speedway Park. We'll bring him in from victory lane. Cody, we've already talked to you 3 times. This is our 4th time talking to you in victory lane at what has been a fantastic season for you, and also a fantastic battle for the lead between yourself and Aiden Kirker. Walk us through that entire battle throughout as you guys are battling with just a handful of laps left in the event.
Oh, I can't talk. Oh my god. I was just talking to Aiden. That is the cleanest, hardest battling I have ever done in iRacing. Oh my god. I've had some pretty tough battles, but it's always ended up with me or somebody else wrecking and tumbling. But never Never like that. Never started pole that everything just fell into place this race.
Well, you certainly held on, and that was an amazing battle there. Certainly heart pumping for us up here in the broadcast booth, and it has been probably the best season for you guys at AOD Racing, especially on your side of the 88. Already your 3 wins now. Here comes a 4th at Volusia, and you had that second place finish at Williams Grove earlier today, where we talked to you into the interview, and now you continue to go on this tear tonight with this win. What momentum does this continue to give you? And what kind of presence does this give the rest of this field that you've won 4 races and you continue to put on a show each and every night you go out here and now you have a strong case for the championship and you're sitting in the points lead?
This is a tough group of guys, man. And I'm just glad to make AOD Racing happy. I mean, I've been talking to them a lot about the running dirt, and having Zach Arnold come in here and show me the league. And I was running a different league, and it was like it's okay, and then I joined this, and I was like, I had the same mindset to come in here and try my best, see what I can do. And that first race, that set a lot of momentum. I was just mind blowing, and then coming in with the second, and now the momentum that the 88 machine has in AOD Racing, it's just I got no words. And that battle right there with Aiden, my God, you can hear the shakiness in my voice. I'm trying to keep calm, but it's just I'm I'm blessed, really. I got a great team behind me. This league has been so much fun. The guys here, they're so I'm gonna keep saying it over and over. It's just the amount of skill that's in these drivers and the cars. You have to wheel these cars. I mean, it's not just hopping in and going point A to point B. It's determining where to put your car, where to put your wing, your positioning, on what do you want to do, when you want to push. And it just that battle right there, that shows a lot of what goes into these cars. And to have AOD Racing behind me back, it's just so much fun.
Well, Cody, I know there's a lot of people you got to thank, and of course, what a phenomenal battle here at Volusia to kick off that new year for you, and of course to continue our season in the AMB Outdoors QuickTime Sprint Car Series. Who do you need to thank? Obviously, I know teams, but any sponsors or just really anyone else who just had to get the shout outs to, we'll give you the floor here.
I'm gonna keep saying it, AOD Racing, man. These guys, they've had my back for a while. They've dealt with me for a really long time now, and it's just so much fun being with those guys. Thank the sponsors we got, AMB Outdoors, you guys coming out and broadcasting and now sponsoring, like I said earlier today, and Dirtman Photography. It's just having these guys on board, and I can't even beyond thank the freaking racers behind these guys. I mean, it's so much fun to have the competition, and now that when something goes wrong, you're going to be able to talk, not lash it out and be at each other's throats. I mean, everybody's going to have that moment, but to be able to talk it out and keep a level head and then come into these races as hard and strong as we do, it's everything that a guy like me can just coming out of nowhere really and having such a great season start. And like I said, my team and you guys coming out, it's just so much.
Well, Cody, our congratulations go out to you and your 4th win in this season. Surely going to bring you huge points when it comes and huge boost when it comes to the point standings and running for this championship in the AB Outdoors QuickTime Sprint Car Series. Congratulations to you and you guys, and of course, we look forward to seeing what you can do the rest of the season. Of course, a happy New Year's to you and your family.
Yeah, you too, boys. Have a good one.
That's Cody Meadows, feature winner after 30 laps on a nail-biting battle with the driver who finished in second, Aiden Kirker, who led this race from the pole at 22 laps, but just came up just short on the racetrack. He is sitting trackside with our own Francisco Bacallao.
Aiden Kirk is Francisco from the KBRN booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
an insane battle and so close to that first win of the season, but nonetheless, you put on a great show, yourself and Cody Meadows. Take us through that battle, those last 10 laps.
Shoot, it was just slider after slider, crossover after crossover. That's just, I mean, you can't get any better than that. It was just great racing. Cody's already kind of established himself as one of the best in the league, and I'm just over here trying to get my luck turned around and become a better driver. And I think that today was a step in the right direction. We had a decent run at Williams Grove until we flipped into pit road, and then today obviously we led a lot of the race, and then just had that intense battle with Cody. Uh, you know, that was a hard fought, clean, intense battle that I know that both drivers enjoyed, because I know Cody's already expressed how much he enjoyed it, and I really had a lot of fun battling him too. So that was just a really, really, really good battle. Um, good way to top off a strong run today. I know we wanted to end up in victory lane, but we're getting there. But can't complain about that battle we just had.
You mentioned getting there. You have been getting some better finishes in the recent weeks, turning your luck around, getting up there in the points. You are fourth in the point standings. The next three guys are Caleb Morrissey, Jesse Atkinson, and of course Cody Meadows. So you're starting to inch your way closer to those guys. What do you think you need to do in the coming races once we turn the new year around to be able to catch up to those guys and start making your way into the championship battle?
Just practice, really. Practice and try and figure out what positions I can put myself in, because I feel like looking back on a lot of incidents we've had this year or this season, it's a lot of them I've been putting myself in places I shouldn't have been. So I'm just trying to figure out where's the right place to be, where's the right place to position myself, and then practice, run some official races. I know I did some 360s at Cedar Lake this week, and that kind of helped me running through the slick a little bit more this week. But just, practice, position myself better. If I can keep doing that, then maybe I can get this luck turned all the way around and start winning.
Well, we know you have a lot of people to thank, so I won't waste my time getting to it. Who do you want to give a shout out to for helping put together this solid performance?
Yeah, first I want to thank all the league sponsors of A&B Outdoors, KBRN Dirtman Photography, and personal sponsors of MAV TV coming on board recently. I'm super stoked to have them on the car. Appella Gaming, East Custom Diecast, Stealth Energy, all those guys. Eel Meteor Racing. Just super fun day. Two different races. One where we end up in the pit road upside down. The other where we have a good battle and finish second, put on a show, and walk away with a smile on our face.
A solid run here today. We wish you luck into that new year. Happy New Year's to yourself and your family. We hope to see you out on the racetrack soon, Aiden.
All right, thanks, guys. Happy New Year.
That was Aiden Kirker, your second place finish, here in the New Year's battle at the beach. We'll kip over into our third place finisher, the driver of the number 6 channel lock machine. That is Caleb Morrissey. We're sitting right beside him on a pit road. Caleb, this was a very, very contrasting race. So what we saw earlier today at Williams Grove, where you had a great run and then it came crashing down with that incident in the middle of the race. Tonight, though, it is a lot different in this second race. You start in 4th, you kick around the top 3, top 5, and you finish in the podium spot. Just give us your thoughts about what this race was all about and basically how your night went in particular.
Yeah, another race, another podium. So that just seems to be how it goes. So it's good to be consistent, I guess, but I just wish I could get that win. I felt like I could have got that at the Grove, but that kind of got taken away from me. And we came here to Volusia, and I didn't really feel like I had the winning car for the first probably time this whole time I've been running this league. So that's unfortunate. So happy to pull out a top 3. Yeah, the competition is so stiff in this league, so you take what you can get.
And certainly you put the competition to a good amount of the other drivers that you were holding off, and of course competing with the top 3, top 5 was a lot of fun to watch. And now we come to the new year here. Obviously, this is our final race before we go to the new year, and we start our new year with the A&B Outdoors QuickTime Sprint Car Series and continue this season on to the championship. And championship is obviously going to be the big topic of conversation when it comes down to the end of it, because obviously the points are still rigid. They're still very tight, and you're in the mix of all of this. And coming in this new year, are there any resolutions you're probably going to try to make for this series that will push you over, or things you want to try out that will push you over into the championship even further and get yourself a title in the series?
Yeah, consistency is key. So obviously that's going to be a big goal of mine, is to keep up that consistency. But obviously I have to finish off not just one of these races, but I'm going to finish off quite a few of these races to catch back up to Cody Meadows. So looking forward to the challenge. Like I said before, this competition is extremely stiff in this league, so you gotta take what you can get.
Well, certainly a tall task ahead, but obviously optimistic of what's going to be ahead in 2021. Caleb, before we let you go, is there anyone you'd just like to thank, any team sponsors, or anyone you decide to give the love and shout outs to for this year of racing, and of course your performance here tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank the league owner JJ for putting this on. Thank the admins and stuff. Competition. All the competitors have been pretty good so far. Pretty nice people. A and B Outdoors. You guys over in the booth at KBRN, and Dirtman Photography. Thank you guys so much.
Well, we certainly thank you for joining us in the booth, and we congratulate you on your P3 finish on the podium here from the Volusia Speedway Park on our New Year's Battle of the Beach. And of course, obviously the biggest elephant in the room, we wish you a happy New Year's for yourself and your family. Going to be very optimistic. Hopefully it will be a better turnaround in the year for 2021 for all of us. So thank you for joining us, and of course congratulations on your P3 finish. I'll let you celebrate.
Thank you guys so much. Happy New Year's.
That's Caleb Morrissey, your third place finisher here tonight from the Volusia Speedway Park. Well, we did have a winner in the Dirtman Photography Hard Charger Award. However, the driver Bo Krebs is not in the waiting room, so I guess we're not going to be able to get over to him for an interview. But I'll come back over to the commentary box with Francisco. And Francisco, this race certainly proved on its opposite end from what we saw at Williams Grove. Obviously, a little bit less drivers, just one less driver this time around, but a lot more green flag runs, a lot more competition, and it was just a blast to watch these guys cap off 2020 in this fashion.
Yeah, it was a great race, great performance by everybody involved. A couple of guys were out, unfortunately, but we were treated to a great race for the lead. And I just kind of want to go a little bit off topic here. It's been a great year for us on the KBRN network. We've had a fantastic year. I know the channel started earlier at the start of the pandemic, and it's grown so much since then. Kenneth, I know you put a lot of work into it, and it's been growing, and I'm looking forward to 2021. I came along in September, been a part of the crew since. Obviously, Charlie Baier, been there with you since the beginning. So I'm excited for what the future holds for the three of us in this team. And I can't wait to see what the new year will bring to the three of us. And I'm very excited to see what happens in 2021.
Certainly asking for a better run to 2021. Actually, seems as though we finally been able to get up to Bo Krebs. So I think we'll go over to Bo Krebs and we'll get our interview with him. It seems as though he joined a little bit later, but nonetheless, we'll get the interview with him. He's your Dirtman Photography Hard Charger Award winner. And Francisco, I'll toss over the interview to you.
Hey, Bo Krebs, this is Francisco in the KBRN booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
It's the first time we see you out here all season, and you had a pretty good showing. You were involved in an incident early, but you pulled through, starting in the final position on the grid, and you moved up into the top 6. Take us through your thoughts on your opening race.
Not really too much. I was just running around in the back. Figured whatever happens, happens. Then I noticed everyone was up top, and there was still a fine line on the bottom, so I just took it and started going forward.
Yeah, it was your first time here tonight, so we'll probably ask you this question. What do you think about the competition level of the drivers that you were facing against tonight?
They're all very, very good. I'm still fairly new to sprint cars, so they're way above my talent level, but I'm slowly figuring these things out.
It was the final race of 2020, meaning we have a new year coming up. Is there any intentions you have of running any more in the new year?
Yeah, I'm liking the way this is going on with the competition. It's really helping me grow as a driver.
Well, lastly, I'll ask you, is there anybody that you want to thank for putting on together this opportunity for you to be able to come out here and drive on this Volusia Speedway Park for the end of year bash?
Yeah, I would like to thank my mom and dad for letting me run, TNT Auto Body, and advanced drifting techniques for everything they do to help me, as well as AB Outdoor, KBRN, and Dirtman Photography.
We appreciate you taking the time, Bo, and we hope to see you out there next year. We hope you have a fantastic New Year's with yourself and your family. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, well, that is Bo Krebs in the number 68 machine, your Dirtman Photography Hard Charger Award winner from the New Year's Battle at the beach. I'll get back to what you had said, Francisco, before we got the interview. Of course, we weren't expecting to do it a little late, but we still got the interview in regardless. Obviously, good to talk with Bo Krebs on his opening race, and of course, hoping to see him on the track for some good performances, and hopefully seeing him out into 2021. And really to cap things off of what 2020 has been, it's been a very dark tunnel for pretty much everybody in some sort of way. Obviously, the pandemic was very, very large. Pandemic affected millions and millions of people across the world, and obviously affected us as well. And into early April, late March, I decided to create a channel of my own after trying to step into sim racing commentary and bring the broadcast, and I created KBRN as a result. And 2020 has been kind of the light in the dark tunnel for me, at least in terms of this platform and what we've been able to do on this side, and be able to bring sim racing broadcasts to you, everybody watching, everybody, families of drivers or friends of drivers, or whether you're just someone out there trying to support, someone there trying to find us there. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you for a fantastic year, and hopefully we can continue the success and continue to have fun with sim racing all the way into 2021. It has been a fantastic year for us, and obviously got to thank everybody at KBRN that makes things possible. Had to thank Charlie Baier 100,000,000% for even giving the chance and keeping KBRN alive and bringing the production on all the broadcasts in the early stages of KBRN. So we have to thank him immensely for all the effort he's put in, and all the effort that he continues to put in each and every time for our network to make us better, and to make sure we can improve and continue to be our best for sim racing and continue to improve as a result. Obviously, Francisco, a huge thanks to you for being a part of the booth, and of course being a part, even if it was just a little bit over half a year, it has still been a pleasure to be in the commentary booth with you, and you've brought a lot of great analysis and great reports throughout, and it's been fun being with you in the booth and commentating with you. So of course our thanks go out to you immensely. Got to thank guys like Keelan Belsha for being in the booth, stepping with us a couple of times, Eli Comerford for being there in the early stages, and of course he's one of our sponsors as well at EO Media. Had to thank everybody that makes this possible, all the sponsors and everybody that pretty much continues to support us, and all the people we continue to shout out. Obviously, iRacing for the big platform for putting us on, and obviously the reason why we sim race in the beginning, and the reason why we broadcast sim racing in the first place. iRacing's the place for it all, and obviously a free advertisement to iRacing for the platform they've put on, and the things that they've allowed us to do with that platform, and with said platform, with every league and such. And then obviously a big thank you to Supermix, EO Media, all the people that create this, and people that support Pella Gaming for being a sponsor and supporting as well. Everybody that has taken part in whether watching or supporting or texting in the YouTube chat and playing the Ask KBRN questions, we appreciate it 100%, and we will continue to appreciate the support moving forward into 2021. Well, that'll cap things off here from the Volusia Speedway Park. We wish you and your families a happy New Year's with yourselves and whoever you spend it with. And of course, we'll step into 2021 with high hopes, and we'll try our best to continue to be one of the best in sim racing broadcasts. So for all of us at the A&B Outdoors QuickTime Sprint Car Series, for JJ Hill for putting this league together, all the admins that enable this league to be at its best with the competition and the officiating side of things, and for all of us at the KBueno Racing Network, for Charlie Baier, Eli Comerford, Keelan Belsha, and of course Francisco Bacchial, my colleague alongside me in the booth, my name is Kenneth Bueno, saying good night and Happy New Year's. We'll step into 2021 right here on the KBueno Racing Network. We hope you can join us there.